and you have been chosen as the one to represent your entire family, your entire bloodline. And so that's why it's so much pressure that lies with a lot of you guys, and you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders because you are literally clearing karma for your entire bloodline. So when we talk about karmic, this is something that has not been resolved from previous lifetimes. So it's not necessarily something bad, because unfinished business can be bad until you know what was unfinished. Maybe it was something that was unfinished that needed to get in a better place, or needed to just be eradicated. You won't know that until you know what the unfinished business was. So now you're going through these cycles and you're completing things uh, that were once incompleted, and now you're trying to work things out. But keep in mind also, it's not going to always be sunshine and rainbows. Even though it's not going to be all bad, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. So it's going to be that Libra energy. It has to have balance, because again, you don't know exactly what karma you're working out with someone. These connections can also feel intense and magnetic. And if you guys are in a karmic relationship, you may feel like, wow, like, why can't I leave this person alone? Or why does it feel like it's this person that I'm so connected to, I'm so drawn to, I'm so like intricately, like, just like connected to, and it's so hard for me to leave this situation, even though it may not be the best situation for me. And that's probably because you guys have unfinished business and you haven't worked things out that need to be rectified this lifetime. And that may be why the relationship is so difficult, because you left off in a difficult space in previous lifetimes, and this lifetime you have to work things out. And you have to break patterns. This is also the lifetime to break patterns, because a pattern can either be good for you, or a pattern can be detrimental to you, especially if it's not leading you somewhere. Now, it's okay to have a pattern that is going somewhere, that's getting you places, that's getting you to the promised land. But if you're in a pattern, or in a rhetorical situation to where things are not going anywhere, and you're just pretty much living out the definition of insanity, like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that's not beneficial to your soul, and that's not beneficial to your soul's growth. So something has to change. So maybe this is also teaching you that you need to change that pattern, and this is why this relationship is triggering you so much, because it's forcing you to change the narrative and to change the pattern in how you react in the situation with this person. I hope that makes sense.
Can I stop you really quickly?
Yes.
Just and just because I pull cards and I ask Spirit to give me the themes, and I don't want to lose a point that you said earlier when you were talking about sometimes when we're reborn, we have to clear up something that we didn't do in the past, right? And since we're talking about relationships, Spirit had me to pull 5 cards. And so for some people, you're going to find one of these themes throughout your relationships with your karmic, and understand that karmic relationships isn't just talking about just like the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. These can be like your friendships. These can be like your children, your family members, even relationship with self, right? So you're gonna, because sometimes we have battles within our own selves, and when you're trying to understand, why am I going through this? Why do I do this with myself, right? Um, and so the first theme that came out is a magician manifesting. A lot of people, um, I feel, is in this season in their life, or in this realm of their life, this version of your life is learning how to manifest, right? Because a lot of people always we always talk about manifesting, and then some people say, but I don't know how to manifest. I don't know quite know how to. This lifetime, your karmic relationships are going to teach you how to manifest things, how to build that business plan, how to actually take that vision from out of your mind, put it on the paper and make it happen, right? Some of your relationships are going to be doing that. The next card was the Chariot card, and I instantly smiled because this is getting you out of your stuck place, right? So some of your relationship, and I will say this, for some of you all, you're going to see multiple cards that kind of relate to your life, right? um so, but going back to the Chariot card, and I'm gonna connect the dots. The Chariot card is about movement. So if this is you, your relationships teach you how to move, how to take action quickly, how to not wait so long before you take action. And if you look at the cards, and these cards, they're lions. Lions take charge, right? Lions is represented on the strength card. You have to use strength, meaning you have to get out of your comfort zone and you have to go for what you know, right? You have to make movement. You can't just sit. And then, ironically, and I say ironically, oh, let me connect the dots. So even with the manifestation card, the magician card, right? Sometimes the things about manifesting what you want is by making a movement. You can't just say I'm drawing money to me, but you never go outside of your house to see what items, what topic spirit wants you to talk about or handle, and actually physically show you how your finances can come to you, right? So it's just like the candle maker said, "Oh, I like candles, and I think I could really do that, and I think I could make money." And then they just sit there. Actually, you can't see me, but my cheek is in my hand right now, right? And it's like you can't make money just looking at other people's candles. Go out and make those candles. Go out and use the ingredients that spirit is giving to you, because that's going to be needed for the audience of people that you're going to entertain. Next, Five of Swords. But what I got from this is that with the Five of Swords, your karmic relationships is teaching you how to walk away instead of fighting all the time. Instead of always trying to be right. Sometimes you just got to walk away and let things be. Sometimes, in order to keep your peace, you have to walk away. And so sometimes your relationships are teaching you that. So if you're one that always find yourself in a relationship with somebody, and it's always like that, you're always butting heads. Spirit is teaching you at this time that, hey, let's be a cool head. Stop trying to be the hot head in every situation. Stop trying to be the pop off person, right? Okay, we know that you can fight, but let's see a different side of you. Let other people see the nurturing and caring side of you. You don't want to be known your whole life as the fighter. How about the lover? How about the protectress or the protector who uses their mental and not their hands? Then I have the Two of Wands here, but it's in reverse. And I said, okay, so what is this about? Because, Two of Wands is about following your dreams and destinations. But what Spirit told me is that this, for the Two of Wands in reverse, if this is you, you will recognize this is you because you're dealing with broken dreams. And it's not about you keeping the broken dreams, but it's realizing that you can still do the dream no matter what. So say if you're a professional dancer and then all of a sudden you I don't know, your leg had to be amputated, right? Well, why not become the first amputee dancer, ballet dancer? Why don't you start your own company with a bunch of people who dance, who like to dance, and who are physically handicapped in some kind of way? When people branch out and do things like that, they get notoriety in other ways that they could imagine. Because who I have not personally seen that. I have not personally seen a dance company, a dance troupe comprised of people who have physical handicaps of some sorts. So if you're watching this and you're one of them, go ahead and start it. You'll be amazed at how many people that will help, and then you will be amazed at how many people actually support because they do want to see things like that. The last one, I said, please don't let this one be me because I'm tired. I'm tired. Ashley, when I say it, I'm tired. Soraya, I see you, girl. I'm tired. I'm tired. So the last one is the Hierophant. Waiting, patience, sitting royally, waiting for your time to come. I actually think that that's my karmic right now because it's like I want to do, but it's like spirit is like, wait. And I'm like, oh, but I'm tired of waiting, right? Because I know we all get in the energy of waiting, but our relationships teach us how to wait and not necessarily how to actively just act all the time. Rest, relax. What she say? Relax, relate, release. Okay, when you relax, you can relate to the problem and you release your hands off of it and allow spirit to do what spirit is about to do for you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm finished for that section.
That is, ooh, let me build off of that because patience is a virtue. And I think I spoke about that early on. Like, we just want to just act on stuff because we just feel like it's the right time or we don't want to wait to see what's going to happen. So we just want to jump right in there head first. And sometimes spirit is nudging you to wait, to just
Exactly.
let it play out. Because maybe if you just step back for a minute, things will like happen on their own. You won't even need to touch it. Maybe things will work themselves out so where you won't even have to like lift a finger because spirit gonna take care of it if you just wait. But as a human, sometimes we just get so impatient. I'm very impatient. I'm a Sagittarius. Like impatient is my middle name, and I have to like remind myself, wait, just be easy. It's gonna work itself out, and if it doesn't, in the end, it all works out. And if it doesn't, then it's not the end.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, it's not the end.
Exactly.
So I always remind myself of that. So now that we know what a karmic relationship is, we know that it's to grow our soul. We know that looking at or to get out of certain patterns, we know that it's for soul growth. What do you do if you're in a karmic relationship? What are some things that we need to do if we find ourselves in a karmic relationship? Now, first and foremost, like you said, relax, relate, release.
Yes.
Don't panic, okay?
Too late.
If you're in a relationship, try not to panic. And instead of asking yourself, why is it happening to me? Tell yourself or ask yourself, what is it teaching me? Mm-hmm. What is this trying to teach me? What is it trying to show me? Because 9 times out of 10, it's either a mirror. Yeah, I said it. It's a mirror. You're looking at your reflection. It's reflecting back to you what you need to change, or it's showing you that you need to change and remove yourself completely out of the situation in order for things to change. Because why? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So don't panic. Once you learn the lesson, guess what? The relationship may evolve or the relationship will end. Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily mean things are going to be done for good, because once you learn the lesson, change is constant. So maybe once you learn the lesson, or that person learns the lesson, or you both learn the lesson, come back together and you start fresh because you're starting from a clean slate. Things may change, or you guys may just have to go your separate ways. And like B said, it could also be for certain relationships that are platonic, maybe friendships, maybe mother-daughter, father-daughter, uncle, aunt. It's not necessarily romantic relationships. We're talking about every relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay? This doesn't specify just romantic. This is for every relationship in your life. So please remember that. How do karmic relationships shape your soul's journey? So each one of these connections play a key role in shaping who you are. They strip away layers of you who you think you are, revealing your true self. And I have to say that I don't think that anybody comes to Earth 100% knowing what they need to do. Maybe when you're 5, before you're indoctrinated, before the school completely brainwashes you and tells you that you need to work a 9 to 5 in order to be successful. Maybe when you are a child, you know exactly who you are. And a lot of children do. They know what they want to do, how they want to do it, and how they're going to do it. But it's like once you get in school and you start this routine of being robotic, you forget who you are and where you came from and where you want to go. But that's just a process of adding more layers onto you that you need to strip away once you have your spiritual awakening. Because once you have that dark night of the soul, I know you can testify, B. I know you can testify.
Okay.
Once you have that dark night of the soul and you are stripping away layers of you that don't belong to you. I'm talking layers that school put on you, maybe layers that religion put on you, maybe layers that your parents put on you. Once you strip those away, then you can get back to that 5-year-old that was in kindergarten that knew exactly what they wanted to do. But you had to go through all the motions. You had to go through being indoctrinated through school. You had to go through being told what you're going to do when you get older. Because a lot of people don't find their true purpose until they're 40, 50. And this is why, because they go their entire lives being told what they need to do. And then once they have that spiritual awakening, that's when they find out what they should do, because they are stripping away those layers, stripping away those labels, stripping away those lies. So I forgot where I was. Yeah. So these relationships shape your soul's journey because they strip you of who you thought you were, revealing who you truly are, your true self. It's like that aha moment where you like, oh damn, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because society makes you feel like you're not in your perfect job or not graduated by a certain time or not married by a certain age. You're pretty much lost in the sauce, and that's not necessarily true because a lot of people don't find out who they are, who they want to be with, what their non-negotiables are until they're in their 40s and 50s. It's never too late. It's never too late. And usually that's the time that people find out who they really are because they have stripped themselves of everything.
And you know what? It's important for us to, because I have often hear people say, well, that's just who I am. That's how I am. And it's like, but okay, but that's not necessarily a good thing, right? If you're always getting negative feedback, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you got to walk away from the fight. You don't want to always be known as the person that's always fighting. That you don't want to be known as the closer, the finisher, right? You want to sometimes be known as that person that this person, when they love you, they love you, they're going to protect you, they got you back. But if you're wrong, they're going to tell you about yourself, right? This person will give you the shirt off their back, but please don't play with their intelligence, right? It's okay to be known as both, right? Because one of the things is that 95% of the time we stunt our own growth by not seeing from our highest self, from not seeing from the perspective of basically, really, how spirit sees us. Spirit doesn't see us in our mess. Spirit sees us how we were created. When spirit looks at us, oh, that's my warrior right there. That's my manifester. That's my creator right there. They're going to create very beautiful projects. And the thing about it is that when we don't do the things that we're supposed to be doing, then that's when spirit's like, okay, well, my child's been on this earth for 42 years and ain't created nothing, and I created them to be a creator. So let me go down and see what's happening. Well, not really go down, but let me create some things in their paths to make sure that they start creating. And then say you are that 42-year-old And then what, in 2020 we went in lockdown and you had no choice but to start creating. And now you have your own business creating whatever it is, right? So things happen for reasons, and we have to. And this is kind of like what we were talking to with Princess Naya earlier about is, sometimes spirit can direct you to another way to get some things done, even if it's somebody, right? It's not necessarily a no, but it could be a not right now. And in your not right now stage, when you leave the situation or a situation, you can find something to do, and that thing is something that was a part of your purpose to do, and you would have never found it if you went ahead with that relationship or whatever that thing allowed, right?
Definitely. Definitely. And what you said about 2020, I'm going to speak about that because a lot of people thought that 2020, or not 2020, COVID-19, when COVID-19 happened, a lot of people thought that that was going to be the end all be all and that the world would never be the same. And the world hasn't been the same, but that needed to happen to get other things in place to happen. And what COVID-19 did for a lot of people is it allowed people to have solitude and allow people to really see what they wanted to do and have time for themselves, because a lot of people were just in the rat race chasing that cheese. They didn't have time for themselves. They didn't have time for family. They didn't have time to really heal themselves and take care of themselves. And so COVID-19 forced a lot of people to just sit still and think, well, we
Patience.
can't go out, so what can we do? What have I been wanting to do? What now I can start that project I've been wanting to start. Now I can go back to what I started but didn't finish. Like, it really shaped a lot of people's realities, and that's the main reason why I'm always an advocate for spending time with yourself. Spending time alone.
Yes.
And it's hard for a lot of people to spend time with themselves, because then if you go left, you can't blame anyone but yourself, because you only have yourself. But I'm a strong advocate of spending time with yourself, because you will understand yourself on levels that you never would have known had you had not had that time alone. And when you have that time alone to sit with yourself and really meditate and talk to your higher self and talk with spirit, whatever resonates with you, spirit, God, whoever, that's the time that you need to listen. Listen and to understand what you need to do in order to get to that next level. What you need to do in order to evolve. And hold on, I took some notes while you were talking. I don't know what I did with it.
Okay.
I don't know where I put the notes at. But that's what you guys need to always remember. You chose these experiences. Everything that's happening to you is happening for you, and you chose to be in these predicaments. You chose to be in this situation. Whatever situation that you're in, you chose to be in it to grow your soul, to teach you soul lessons, so that you don't have to repeat it the next lifetime or a lifetime after that, or to rectify things that happened that you didn't rectify in previous lifetimes. You chose it. I'm a firm believer. I know the ancient Egyptians believed that too, that everything that's happening is predestined. Like, it's all happening because it's supposed to happen because of what you chose. I'm a firm believer that I don't believe that anything is a coincidence. I don't even believe in coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. So always remember that when it comes to karmic relationships, therefore evolution. Once the lesson is learned, you step into a higher version of yourself. You step into the 5D. This is the 3D where you guys are. You step into the 5D, your higher self, the all-knowing. and you step into that, and you're free from emotional baggage, and you're free from everything that has once held you back, because you are all knowing. Not that you know it all, you are all knowing. So everything that you were once hesitant or that you were apprehensive about, you know. Knowing yourself is honoring yourself, valuing yourself, and knowing that you're always going to be a student, meaning you always can learn. So that's
Yes.
all I have to see.
Okay, because I pulled other cards. I had to smile. You can't see me, but I smiled because literally I pulled from my hemp oracle deck, and literally it was all talking about release. Like I pulled like the first four cards, and then the other eight or nine fell out, and I was like, okay. But literally, all of them are talking about release of some sort. So I'm gonna go over them real quick because the first one, and I was just like, okay, spirit, and spirit was like, just keep pulling the cards, and you will see. So the first one is Guanwani Jemai, sexuality. And if you think about sexuality, right? Sexuality creates in everybody a certain type of freedom. When you're able to express yourself sexually, sex takes you to that peak, honey. It takes you to that ecstasy level. That's where it's you don't just curl your toes or squeeze the pillow, squeeze those sheets or scream, whatever you do, right? Out of just doing it. No, you were pushed to an extreme level of for some people intimacy, yes, but when it's not on an intimate level, you get to that extreme point. Um, I'm trying to find the word. You're at that extreme point of realization, right? You become awakened, right? Something in you wakes up, especially. Okay, so I'm seeing "Deliver Us from Evil" right now, and they're saying if you haven't watched that movie, go watch it. So we all know how Eva was before she met, the lovely, beautiful brother LL Cool J. Okay, and I can't think of his topic, but I mean his character's name. But whenever they were introduced to each other, she was still kind of uptight and kind of uppity, but then when he got her to loosen up, and then when they had sex for the first time, she was a completely different person. And her sisters was like, Eva, what's going on, girl? Like you acting real different. You're wearing your hair a different way. You walking a different way. You talking a different way. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, you had sex, didn't you? And she's like, maybe. That type of energy. And it's because before this, she was by the book and to the point. And sometimes spirit is like, sometimes with you, in order to wake yourself up, you got to explore your sexuality. You got to get out of that monotonous. You got to do some things, right? To take you there. So whoever that applies to, that applies. The next card was the divine feminine, and it says the void. And what it was saying is that in the void, if you look at this card, there's colors all around the void. Get rid of the void, the things that you try to avoid, right? Um, if you deal with them, you handle them, and you mentally express them, you can mentally release them. Because sometimes a lot of things that happen with us is a mental distraction. And when we need that mental freedom, right, we have to stop avoiding the issues uh, that has us way down, and we have to actually tackle them to release them. And rightfully so, the sorcerer card came out next. And on the sorcery card, it first it came out upside down, which means a lot of people need to pay attention to this. And the word is revolution. Sometimes we need, okay, that spiritual and physical makeover, right? Revolution means to start something new, to disrupt. It's basically hmm, I don't want to say cultural. It is a social tower moment, basically. It's like you're creating a tower moment for the things that continue to be the same, and you're creating something new, right? Think about the Boston Tea Party. Yes, it was about taxes, but when those people threw that tea into the river, that was a start of a revolution. No, what was it? Taxation without representation? No, you will not tax us, and you don't want to represent us, and you're not representing us right. So we're going to throw your tea into the river, and it's okay. I'm now seeing the marches that we started doing in 2020, 2021, 2022, even in some areas, right? And even most recently, several marches, right? It's until we start to revolutionize, then we can our voices will be heard. And so sometimes you have to get out of that. Oh, I'm shy, and I wish those people would stop doing that to me. You got to say, hey, stop hitting me, right? Stop over talking me. You have to get authoritative, revolutionary, revolutionize, I guess, yourself, right? Be that opposite person that you are. So again, and that goes along with the person that was always known as the fighter. Calm it down some. Calm it down.
Pipe down.
Pipe down. Then we have enchantment and celebration. And I really like this color one because it's green. It's a green drink. And it's like sometimes, you got to get into that place where you are when you're drunk, when you had a little too many drinks, right? Because you are allowing yourself you're letting go, right? It's like, yeah, I don't want to think about my problems. And the next thing you know, by the end of the night, you like, woo, cherry on top. And we don't know what cherry on top is, but you, girl, you is enjoying that cherry on the top. Okay. We don't know what that situation is that had you down, but we're glad that you're in your happy place now. And spirit is like, sometimes you have to, not necessarily you have to drink, but if you can get to that place in life where you just letting it all go and letting it hang out and be in that joyous place, you're going to enjoy life. um and then for some, future love letter, and it says I love you, and it's a person looking in the book and looking in a mirror, and his reflection is holding a book, but he's writing on the book from outside of the mirror. I like that. And it's like, what are the things that you're telling yourself? Some people need to release by writing in a journal or just writing it out. If you are a poet or a painter, that's what you do. When you get in your emotions, your extreme emotions, and you paint it out or you write it out, you're releasing those things, right? And what you're doing, well, I'll get to it at the end. The next card is the Wizard Balance. We kind of talked about this last time too, and I talked about this last night. Balance is that part of when you're balanced, everything is flowing right. It means you have let go of everything that's holding you down. You're not being distracted from your everyday life because you find balance in everything. It's that, like people say, that work life balance, right? You have that perfect work life balance. You cut things off when it needs to cut off. When it's time for you to go to bed, if you're on a tight schedule, nope, it's 11:32. I got to go to bed. I said I'm going to be in bed before 11:38. I got 6 minutes. You brush your teeth for those two and you jump in bed, right? It's that structure, but it's that structure where you find balance in everything. Then we have universal oneness. And I love it because it has the affinity symbol inside of a skull, but then the word underneath it says transcend. So a part of transcending is letting go, because you can't transcend to that next level in your life if you're holding on to stuff. If you're an or you're allowing people to hold on to you. So sometimes you have to cut the cord so you can fly, right? I'm thinking about it's not the House of Dragon, but the series that started that, right? I remember a scene where they had the dragon pinned down with chains on either side. But when the dragon was able to break the chains, right? The dragon was able to fly and do what it needed to do. And so that's what that transcending is. It's like that moment where you can let the chains off that you put on yourself and that other people has placed on you, right? You can really see how you can fly in the air. You can really see how you soar. You can really see the types of things that you can do in your life when you take the limits off. And that's the other word I'm hearing, take the limits off. Then we have Soranaya Ua, nurture. When you nurture yourself, because sometimes we get into the habits of when we're in these places that drain us, we tend to not nurture ourselves. We tend to not pull it back. But something that you have said, my lovely bestie, is that you call your energy back right before you go to sleep. And I started doing that. I had to incorporate that because one day I was feeling drained. I said, oh, I'll call my energy back. And instantly I got energized. So you have to nurture yourself back to life. Call your energy back from those who took your energy. Call your time and your energy back from those who wasted your time in those relationships. Watch how those things end up in your happen in your life. You're going to see so many different things, like from a different perspective, just by pouring back into yourself. And then we have higher perception. And the key word says passion. What are your passions? What are those things that you left behind and that you left in, you put in the closet and say, oh, I'll get back to it whenever. It's time to pull it out the closet, sis. Bro, what is that thing that talent that nobody knows that you have, but you know? Go back to it. And it's time to start expressing that passion so that people can see, have a different perception of you, right? Then we have equalizer, higher self. Everything that we talked about tonight is always dealing with your higher self. Do things from our higher self, and you have no choice, just like the sparkler, you have no choice but to sparkle and glow. You eat, sleep, move, breathe, talk, do everything from a different place, a peaceful place, that nurtured place. Just like her in this card, in the nurture card, it's peaceful, right? That's what your higher self is. It's looking down and said, "Oh, okay, so they're attacking you again. Are you going to react, or are you going to proactively wait for spirit to do what spirit needs to do? Are you gonna get all hot and bothered and not in the and not in the good way, right? You're gonna get heated for what? Because it's 16 of them and it's one of you. So what are you really trying to do? Why are you stressing yourself out? Or are you gonna allow spirit to handle it? Because when you allow spirit to handle it, you continue to live your life as if nothing is happening to you. And spirit will reveal, and spirit will do and take care of those people and those things for you. True story, I witnessed that recently. Um,
Talk about it.
yep, I witnessed it recently. I had an individual to waste my time. I'll just say that, waste my time. And I was listening to, Spirit is calling her a prophet. I was listening to a reader, and she said, sometimes the people um, will go through karmic things because they mess with you. And I've often said on this platform and on my private platform, I'm a protected individual. And when you do things to me, spirit, I don't do anything. I learned a long time ago not to do anything because spirit will handle it for me. And in the process of this person wasting my time, I was going to react so bad. Soraya and Ashley know what I was. Listen, I was not going. I was listen. Moment of transparency. I was not going to operate from my highest self. I was going to go to that low place. I was going to go real low. I was going to go real low. And spirit would not let me. Spirit said, nope. Just let it be. And I was like, but okay. And it's like every time I was going to say something. So I don't know if spirit does this to you. Okay, she knows you was I was in it, right? So sometimes I want to say things and my throat will literally lock. It's like, nope, don't you say that. And that's been happening to me for the last few years. And I'm like, okay. And it even got to the point where the spirit told me to stop thinking about certain things because spirit was like, I will have to honor it. So stop thinking these things. And then because another thing is that it will become a karmic lesson for me later down the road. And I said, oh, okay, I'm not going to think of those things. So either way, the person went up for a job and they wasted that person's time. And then they told that person, no, we're not going to hire you. Mm-hmm. So the same thing that that person did to me on one aspect of life showed up in a different aspect of their lives. And so one thing that spirit taught me is that, even with karmic lessons, it's not, oh, don't think just because I don't move the way you think that I should move, I'm going to move and it's going to hurt the person where they want it, where their heart space is, what they want to happen the most, right? I'm going to hit it where it hurts. I'm not going to hit it because they hit you in this way. So say like somebody sideswiped your car and you don't know who did it, right? Well, spirit could have a tornado come and destroy a whole half a portion of their house. Right. And so now this person has to live in a shelter or live with family members because they sideswiped your car and kept on moving. Just like that tornado or that twister sideswiped their house and kept on going. So it's like that, and on my other channel, I said this. Sometimes you don't want to get in the way of what spirit is going to do to repay somebody because by you getting in the way, spirit can't act because spirit's like, you're not intended to get this karmic lesson. You're not intended to get this. But if you keep on pressing, it's like, spirit, get him. And they be, all right, spirit, if you don't get it, I'm gonna handle it myself. Okay. And then and spirit would have released something and you get caught in the crossfire simply because you didn't allow spirit to handle it.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
And so for me, I said, oh wow, if I had intervened in this actual project, who knows what would have happened to me. And on the flip side, I actually got a blessing the same day that the person found out that they were not getting hired. That is the true karmic lesson, right? The ultimate karmic lesson. When the people who try to destroy you and try to take you down and try to mess up things for you, see you get blessed the same day that they get a curse. I want you all to think about that. So that's why I said, you know what? I see why. Okay, spirit, I'm not handling nothing else. I'm Julius Caesar, and Soraya, I think I said this with you. I am Julius Caesar, and I am not touching it. I did not do anything to that man. My hands are up, Ashley. I did not do it. Get them. Okay? The death angel will not visit my domain. All right, let me get to this next card because I have three more cards left. Then yes, she knew. She knows. And Egbai is up here. And the thing about Agbai is that it reminds me so much of the world card. And it also has an infinity symbol made with like leaves and things like that. But the word for it is bliss. And it also came upside down, which means that the world is yours. You have to find, I'm going to show it to you upside down. You have to find bliss in your world, no matter what is happening, right? Just like that story I just told you that truly happened. Recently, when I say recently, I mean all of this happened yesterday. You're right. This all happened yesterday. So it's like when you take bliss into life itself and you being your better self and you start operating from a place of, the world can be burning all around me, but I refuse to live in it. I refuse to see it. I command myself to live in peace when there's confusion and when there's chaos. I command myself to live in beauty when everything around me is ugly and gray. Right? You have to speak the opposite and manifest truly the opposite of the reality, and that is truly living in a blissful state of mind. It's that I see the thing, but I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to believe something other. It's that same instance where you hear people talk about when they get a negative report from the doctor and they said, "Oh, but I don't believe the doctor's report. I'm going to believe that I'm going to be healed," right? It's that same type of energy. And then Raina Rudy. I love it because the card says loyalty. And I said, wow. And instantly I got that you have to be loyal to yourself first and foremost. And all that is the 11 cards that came before it. If you have to do any of those, to be loyal to yourself first, to put yourself first, to love on yourself first and foremost, you will see, just like in this card, the sunflowers, you will see the beauty around you. You will see the love and kindness around you. And yes, I know this is a hemp deck. So, if you got to, and I'm not, if it's part of your self-care is smoking a little herb, hey, that's you, right? But whatever it does to get you to that ecstasy, to that place that you need to be, do it. Do it. Because what will happen is that everything around you will start working in your favor. Your karmic relationships, you will learn the lesson, right? Your relationships will get better because you will know who you need to let go and who you need to keep. You will know when to stay and when to leave. You will know who to invite and who to exclude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because your higher self will know that that is your way of protecting the peace and the gifts that are inside of you. And the last card that came out, number 13, it says Crystal Technology Silicone. And this is my fake card. You won't have to deal with anything fake because when you're loyal to yourself, you're true to yourself. When you're able to release and be real with yourself, you don't have to deal with the plastics of the world, right? You don't have to deal with the mask and the acting, right? Because you're going to deal with the truth, and the truth is revolutionary. The truth about the truth of the situation. What they say, the truth shall set you free. Come on.
That's
If the
right.
truth is going to set you free and you know your truth and you know what's true, when you hold on to that truth, you see the things work out in your favor. That's why what is it? A lot of people say the good people always get the worst end of the stick. Do they? Do they really? Do we see the rest of the story? Because we might came in on the chapter where they're going through the most, but by the end of that book, baby, they're the victor. And what have I been saying all year long? This is the year of the underdog.
Yeah.
This year has not gone. It's September, but this year is still here. So if you're
That's
an
right.
underdog and you haven't manifested yet, wait till your things start coming in. It's gonna be like Christmas in whatever month it is. In fact, it could be December 29th at 11:59 p.m. and you get a text message or email that changed your life. Think about it. Because you held on to what's true to you and you decided to step out of the way of spirit so that spirit can move how spirit needs to move. I'm done.
That's right. Bessie, you be hitting every angle. And I be wanting to comment, but sometimes I know it's going to like spread my business. I'll be like, let me not say that, but you be hitting like you are like speaking to my soul right now. And that just reminds me to trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
Lean into the lessons and watch how it transforms my soul. Because life is capricious. You just never know what to expect. It's so unpredictable. But if you trust the process and lean into the lessons, you can't lose. You can't lose. Because the only gamble is not knowing. But that's the beauty of it. Not knowing. Because then you don't have to always be on edge. You just take life as it comes. I love it. You're always speaking to my soul. I love it.
Yep. And you can't. I was just going to say, and this is off topic but on topic. But we both have on the same color shirt right now, and y'all, this was not playing.
And I'll tell you why it's not playing, because I can't even see him.
Right.
Nor did I FaceTime him prior to us coming online. So this has happened like 3 times already. Like, what's going on?
Lucky 30. Lucky 30. Hey, this is what 30 shows bring you.
Okay. And also, guys, speaking of which, we want to make sure that we get one person in that has any questions, comments, or concerns regarding a matter that they are still undecided on, or any question they would like to ask the majestic Bagoon. He is opening up the floor for one lucky person to come on, one lucky brave person to come on and ask for his mystical advice. So anybody that's on now would like to come on and ask a question from Magoon, now is the time. And while you guys are figuring out what question to ask or figuring out if you're going to be brave enough to come on, let me just say that if you guys have enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed our content, please make sure when this video is uploaded, you guys are up in the algorithm and you're liking it and you're sharing it and you're recommending it to your friends, because we want to make sure that God, that Instagram is not shadow banning us. So please make sure you guys are showing our podcast some love by liking the video. Now, do we have any brave soul that wants to come on? Anybody? Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight?
Stand up.
I'm showing my age. I'm showing my age now. Wait, do we have someone? Because I can't see. My shirt is like blocking. Somebody is cracking up.
Okay.
My shirt is blocking the comments, so I can't see. So let me know if someone says that they want to come on. And we also, I know we've already said this, but thank you guys for rocking with us 30 episodes in.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys. We do this for you. Like, we do it because we love to come on and talk and chit chat and chop it up. And spirituality is like the love of our life. But we come on here because we're healers. We're star seeds. We're earth angels. We're seers. And we want to make sure that we spread the love. It's the Brooklyn way. We spread the love to you guys. And we're doing that by helping you guys heal. So I want to always take a moment to thank you guys, because we do this for you. And we just appreciate you guys showing us so much love.
All right.
I think Mariah wrote something I can't see.
She said, pull one card for me. And I'm pulling from my Spirit Oracle Learning to Reconnect deck. It's a human Spirit Oracle. All right. Where you going? So the card that came out is number 7. So I don't know if that has any significance to you at all or not. But it reads, it's called All Aboard. I guess I need to show it to you, right? So here's that card. All right. And it reads, next stop, with so many causes, protests, and ideologies nowadays, it is so easy to hop aboard the newest trends and fund me campaigns. It is important to understand that not every cause is what's best for us all. Knowledge is power, and if you're feeling like hopping aboard a cause, have your facts, which in this day and age might be harder to find than one would think. It is great to be passionate for the world and to have passion for change, but be sure it is a type of change that benefits humanity. By humanity, I mean the world and the earth as a whole, not just you, your family, or neighborhood. We aren't saying don't mow your neighbor's lawn or don't volunteer at the co op, but when a cause limits the rights of others or dictates the choices of people, then let's get knowledgeable about all the facts. Let's do our research from reputable resources, reputable sources, excuse me, because Uncle Jesse is a great person, but how many books has he read in the last year? With social media blaring at you with what you should believe and support, it is hard to sometimes find the right track to the best train of the station. In the reverse, it reads, can we see your ticket? Are you feeling overwhelmed with all the causes, hashtags, and being told what to care about? So much so that you are just done and want to believe that someone else will fight for the cause? It is worth having a cause. Excuse me. Yeah, it is worth having a cause you are passionate about and knowing it takes more than a village to make a change. Find the cause, be sure it is right, and support it. Be educated about it, spread the knowledge, and be an advocate. You can be the person spreading the message to friends and family. Sharing your perspective and message is a great way to be a part of the bigger picture. It takes a village, and in a village, every voice matters. So does yours. Don't get discouraged or overwhelmed because even the smallest light dispels darkness. Now, all causes are one size fits all. Some causes may inspire you to give more than just a donation, while others are as simple as a monthly payment and maybe a shout out on your social media. Decide for yourself how involved you want to be with your cause. This will help to eliminate those overwhelmed nerves. All right, all
All
aboard.
right, so we hope that helped, my love. We hope that helped, and thank you for interacting with the channel as you always do. You realists, like you guys are like the real the day ones, like from the sandbox. Like you guys are
Okay.
always on and interacting. So we appreciate you too, and the ones that are on right now also. So we got our favorites that always come on and show love. So we appreciate y'all.
Yes, we
Hope that
do.
helps. And I guess we will close out for tonight. If nothing else
Yes.
needs to be said, Mogoon will close out for tonight. And we want to let you guys know that if this is your first time here, we do this every Tuesday night, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
We do this every Tuesday. And if you want to know what Tuesday's topic will be, it'll be attached to the post that I do reminding you guys to come and watch us Tuesday nights, attached at the bottom in the description box, I guess you can call it. So you can find that information out just by clicking on the advertisement for a Cards and Conversations. So thank you guys for joining us for yet another episode of Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds the deck of intriguing discussions. Don't forget, when I upload that video, guys, show us some love.
Yes.
Show us some love. We appreciate, we love, and we value you guys. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, Cards and Conversations. Peace.
Peace.
Same time, same place, Cards and Conversations. Peace.